Oh, yeah. Eu, man. Oh, yeah. Eu, man. Oh, yeah. Eu, man. Oh, yeah. Eu, man. Oh. We are. Mm, 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 mm. We are. We are. We are. We are. Uh, we are air. Uh, we are. We are. We are. Ah. 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 No trolls. We don't do you. Ah. Bye. Bye. I want to take the time to welcome everyone who is new to the Purple Nation. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for stopping by. Bless you. Bless you for finding the space as you make your way into the space. Today, I am feeling much better after having surgery earlier this week. I'm just trying to, calibrate my frequency, calibrate my energy so that I can make sure that I don't necessarily have to eat a greasy pork chop in this particular live. Self-awareness is a wonderful tool, honey. Social load. We are fire. We are fire. We are fire. We are earth. We are water. We are air. fire. We are air. We are water. We are earth. Ah, 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 ah. We are one. We are. We are one. We are. We are one. We are. I need to hear that. I need to put that in my psyche. I need to put that. Need to. What you say, baby? We won. We won. We won, baby. We are one. So, let me cut my. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, so you got to do that first part for the trolls, because they want to come up in here and they want, you got to do something for the monitoring spirits. You got to set your intentions. You got to lay the foundation. You got to put that energy out that reminds you and helps you to stay focused on what you are here to talk about and what you're here to do. And so if the monitoring spirits are going to come into the space, especially while my moderators, excuse me, are not present, then I need to make sure that I fortify and I remind myself that as above, so below, as within, so without. Even these things that appear to be coming against me, even these things that appear to be oppositional or adversarial, these things are reflections of me, a man and woman. And so I needed to remind myself of that, as I began to talk about this live, as I began to share today. Um, I am in a very good space with grant writing. It had bothered me in the past. I thought that I was going to take this path of getting on live and really like calling out, funders, like really like getting on here and being in my feelings about not receiving funding from certain organizations, like feeling away, like y'all are gaslighting me and y'all are playing in my face, but what the universe has revealed to me and what the ancestors continue to um, reveal to me and fortify in my spirit through this. Earlier this week I went through a surgery, and I think in our suffering, we become closer to the divine because we we cross that threshold. Like when they put me to sleep, and there's always the chance that you won't wake up when they put you to sleep. And so then you awake from that sleep, and you awake in pain, and you feel more in your body than you typically feel, because that's what pain is. It's feeling more in the physical, it's feeling more in the material, it's feeling more in the body. And so I've been feeling very in my body this week. And I have, because I'm very in my body, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of the space. And so I haven't been eating meat this week. I've been trying to be very thoughtful about what I put into my stomach. I've been eating a lot of nuts, a lot of berries. I've been having oatmeal and vegan this and vegan that. And not to say that vegan is always the healthiest, because they process that too. But just lighter options on my stomach. I've been eating more greens, more fruit smoothies. Like I've been just really putting a lot of healthy things in my body to kind of like balance out the narcotics I've had to take to navigate the pain, and also taking my antiretrovirals. And so just trying to balance that, just trying to find balance in everything that I've had to, introduce to my avatar this week, introduce, the anesthesia, all of the things that I've had to undergo, being poked and prodded, in order for them to fix what was going on in my stomach, being sort of a lab rat, if you will, to um, to fix, something that happened as a result of the technology has not yet caught up with the need that a lot of trans people have to transition. And so, a lot of times they're, testing things out, like Whoopi Goldberg said, I'm just gonna um wait and see what the wild look like, and so that's what's happening a lot of times with trans people. We are literally just sitting back and waiting to see what the wall gonna look like with our bodies, a man, a woman. But I applied for a grant yesterday, another grant, and I don't like, I'm not holding my breath thinking that I will possibly get that grant. Like I'm legit not holding my breath because it's only a few people that are eligible for it. But what I will tell you, when I was writing the grant, I felt a sense of accomplishment simply because I was looking at the language that I was writing, and I know that it is authentically from me. I know that it is not a product of something that I learned while I was in the institutions. It's not something that I received through an education that was given to me by the colonizer. It is because I haven't been to college in years, and I never actually got a degree. And so I really feel like there were some things that I picked up from college, but I feel like a lot of things will from community college. But I feel like a lot of most of the things that I know I was self-taught, and I've learned through my art. And so just the way that I express myself, the way that I communicate, how I express myself, I am I'm really in a celebratory space of my being. And I think it being Gemini season is really just amplifying that, because I am in such a good space, with my integrity, with how I show up, with my, with how I have managed to stay true to my intentions. Um, and it's been what, over 7 years now. Laylim Layler is a product, is a child, is the offspring of New Legacy. New Legacy started in 2011, and since 2011 we have evolved into Lay Lim Lay Lur around 2017. And I feel like the work should always be growing. It should always be evolving. It should always be morphing. And I'm just honored to know that I've literally stayed on this path. And a lot of people have wanted to see more from me financially. They've wanted to see more from me, um, just having more materially, more weight behind me, more institutions and organizations backing me. And we have to be, we at some point we have to we have to be honest about the society that we live in. We live in a patriarchal society. We live in a society that centers colonialism, that centers white supremacy. We live in a society that centers all of these things. And so if a person is truly being authentic and standing on business, then how much support are you really expecting them to have? Like how much funds are you really expecting them to be able to raise? How much money? Because how many people really have the time to get behind that in a society that is constantly raising prices? People have children, people have bills, the inflation is going up. People don't have as much to give, especially the people on the bottom who actually understand what's happening. Like people who are actually feeling the strain, it is very tight for them, and it's intentionally that way. People who get my message, people who understand what I'm doing, unfortunately they're already in positions where their resources are limited. Their resources are limited, and we've seen so many examples of queer people that have turned out to be charlatans, that have turned out to be posers, that have turned out to be scams. And so dollars are limited and trust is too. Funds are low and trust is too. Amen, a woman. So I understand the barriers that I face. And a lot of people who have the resources to fund the work that I do, why would they support it when they're benefiting from things as they are? Let's play the whole tape on both sides. The ones who have the resources to support the work that I'm doing, why would they support it when they're benefiting from things the way they are? And the ones who lack the funding, the ones who lack the funding are the ones that would probably give, but they don't have it because we live in a society that makes sure that the ones who believe in what I'm doing stay broke and can't afford to support it. Because they got to pay for $20 for eggs. They got to pay $15 for gas, a gallon. So when we start talking about barriers to funding, we have to understand the people that I'm trying to reach, the community that I'm trying to serve. They're strapped for cash. They're strapped for cash. And the ones who do have it, it's like, why would I sew into something that's actually going to level the playing fields? And so when I see that question on the application, now I almost find it hilarious. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Because I'm black, I'm indigenous, I have integrity. One of the reasons why I don't have a 501c3 is more obvious today. My spirit always told me, don't get me wrong, I am fiscally sponsored. I am tremendously grateful for those who do have 501c3s and who are doing the best that they can in the position that they're in. But I did not want to have a 501c3 because I know that the work that I do is extremely radical and at times controversial. And I didn't want people to have access to all of the things that I was doing for community because everything is not their business. They've already shown us how they feel about us. They're erasing us from his story. And I'm intentional when I say his story. They're erasing trans people from his story. They're removing us from his story. And I'm supposed to have a organization that gives these people access to everything that I'm doing in community so they could know social security numbers of the people, where they live and all that, like give them access to all of that because y'all giving us money. Y'all have already shown us y'all don't like us. Y'all have already shown us y'all don't value us. Y'all don't respect us. And so that's why I've never felt comfortable being that transparent. To be perfectly honest with you, sometimes I struggle with even writing grants because I feel like that gives access to information. I wished that we lived in a society where funders, where people who had the potential to fund literally had the time to really like engage at a conference, like when a funding opportunity was going on, they had the time to create a space for you to come, you know they select maybe like 100 people, or they select maybe like 50 people, who they've been observing and who they see doing the work, from a grassroots level, not just people who have a 501c3 or tethered to organizations, but they create the space for you to come and for them to interact with you and for you to be able to sit before them, and so that information doesn't always have to be recorded. That information doesn't everything doesn't always have to be documented, because those people who are funding you, they have to be transparent with their funders, and they also have to be transparent with these institutions and these establishments. And so sometimes I think that the whole process of how we're funded and how they give us money is a safety issue. It's a safety issue. Hey, purple prodigy. I didn't know you was in here. I don't see you. Hello, Kaneen. I'm taking a break from cleaning. Your New York statue talking was eloquent and beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, prodigy. Say hey to the people. Stop being shady. Say hey. Say hey. Say hello. Look, wave your hand. Hey. hmm You had enough? You ready to go? Okay. That was nice of you, though. That was nice of you to say hey, because I know how shady you is. You want to say hey again? Let's say one more hey. Wait one more time. Say hey. Hey. Look at the camera. Say hello. Hello. Yes. Yes. No, the goddess, the cat goddess, Basset. Yes, honey, that's Socks. The other one name is Chella. I think Chella on the other side, or she under the bed or something. But yeah, so I'm just in a really, really different space about like how I am responding to the whole funding process. Like, I'm grateful for the organizations that have historically supported the work. The Trans Justice Fund has been one that has continuously supported the work. Um, um, the Black Trans Travel Fund has been one that has consistently supported the work. Um, there's one in Louisiana that has given me a small micro grant, and there's a new one called Just Fund that actually funded the work last year. And the application process was not extremely rigorous. It was really a thoughtful application. And a lot of times when you're filling out these applications, you feel like you are taking an IQ test that's given to you by the colonizer, because there's information. They're framing they're presenting the information in a way that they're expecting you to understand, because perhaps you went to college. You know what I'm saying? Perhaps you graduated from 12 years, you got your diploma and you went on to college. And so a lot of times the information is given to you in a way where the expectation is that you're college educated. And understand that that is not something that we all desire, because a lot of times we lose ourselves in these institutions we lose ourselves in the pursuit of this alleged higher education, which oftentimes is truly just a more saturated indoctrination that really kind of pulls us away from the essence of who we are. I'm thankful that I did not that I don't have a degree. I am not here to defecate on trans people who value degrees, black people who value degrees. I am not here to defecate on people who value that type of education. I'm not here to do that. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure. If you ever try to come for me because you have that degree, I will cut you everywhere but under the bottom of your foot. Let's be clear, crystal clear. If you don't come for me, if you don't send for me, but the moment think that you're superior to me because you went and got degreed on this plantation in this here matrix, that's when all bets are off, and I'm gonna slice you everywhere but under the bottom of your feet. And I might get you there too. But until then, we good. One of the things that I appreciate about the statue, which I'm glad that you brought up, Sophie. Hey, Esha. Hey, Purple Goddess. One of the things that I'm glad that you brought up, Sophie, was the black statue, because the black statue, the statue of the 12-foot tall black woman in Times Square has really been doing this big one. Like, it's really been doing this big one, because it's really bringing the self hate to the surface. Like, we are really being confronted, and it's I love, because I follow Kadiva. That's one of I she supports me, and I also support her. So we follow each other on Instagram, and I recently connected with her YouTube videos, and she was quoting someone today, and she was like, this is an invitation. When someone brings up something that feels like it resurrects some trauma in you, it's an invitation for you to heal. And I think that 12-foot tall black woman created an invitation for healing in the black community, because there are so many women who look like the statue who actually have a problem with the statue. Like, you literally look like the statue. Like, you got the same sass, you got the same swag, you got the same, attributes that they're giving to the statue. You have that, and you actually don't like the statue. Like, you're saying, why couldn't it been someone notable? And this is what I find interesting. People are saying why they couldn't have chose a black woman more notable, more reputable. And to me, it's like, okay, when the artist who did this series, he purposely chose to do a series about black people who were just regular black people, like, nobody knew. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the statue, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I did the same thing. My first thought was, "Well, girl, who is that?" Like, that's where I first went. I'm gonna be honest. That's where I first went when the statue first came out. I was like, "Well, girl, who is that?" Girl, we don't know them. And quickly, because I was on the phone talking to my sister, I was on the phone talking to one of my sisters, and she was like, "That's the whole point. We don't know her. It's a everyday person." And this the gag. The sister that I was talking to on the phone is college educated and degreed, and she appreciated it. She's mastery level, and she was like, "That's the whole point. We don't know her. That's the whole point. We don't know her." Wait. I always have to go back to this. But okay, so some people were saying, why couldn't it be a statue of Rosa Parks? And I want to use a prime example of why it didn't need to be Rosa Parks. The statue would not have created the conversation that it had created if it had been what we expected. If it had been someone that we know, it promotes it, that further promotes classism, that further promotes elitism. So if the statue would have been someone that we knew, if the statue would have been something that's the expectation. So that would not have created the conversation that we're having now. We're having a deeper conversation because the artist is a genius, because its conflicts provides the opportunity to heal. It provides the opportunity for us to see who we really are and how we really think. And so this was brilliant. What the artist did was brilliant. So everybody was saying, some people were saying, why couldn't the statue have been of Rosa Parks? Let me ask you a question. Why couldn't the statue have been of Claudette Colvin? You know who Claudette Colvin was? That was a 15-year-old girl who was pregnant, who refused to give up her seat before Rosa. But they went with Rosa because Rosa was light skinned. Rosa was married. Rosa had a better reputation. Rosa had a better standing. Rosa was more palpable to white America. Rosa was the respectable Negro. No shade to Rosa. That's my ancestor too. I love her. She did her big one. You know what I'm saying? She got in where she fit in and she helped in the way that she could. It's not her fault that she was that girl. But hey, Claudette was slighted because they should have got behind Claudette. And so for me, this black statue represents Claudette Colvin happening all over again. And I'm a little bit ashamed of myself that I had to Google, to go and find her name. I known this story and I keep forgetting her name, but you don't forget Rosa Parks' name. And so I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little played that I had to go and Google her. I knew that it was someone before Rosa, but her name don't be on the top of my head. And so the statue gives me Claudette. And that's how I must start to remember Claudette, because Claudette is the statue. Claudette is that woman that don't nobody know her name because they didn't pick her. She wasn't the pick me's choice, but she was standing on business the whole time. She was standing on business before standing on business was a thing. I'm the statue Claudette. The statue name is Claudette. The black woman statue ripped off the band-aid. Sure did. Yes. Oh, I wish you healing, sister. You giving TS motherland. Hey. Yes, we got the purple prodigy and the purple goddess in the building. Yes. Sending infinite love and wellness pool. Definitely aligned with colonial values and standards. I have to go next place to clean. OMG. I loved your elegant talking near the statue. Was beautiful. Okay, sister. The statue opened uncomfortable conversations and mirrors the reflection that the halflings do so effortlessly to avoid at all costs. Claudette wasn't colonial appearing because She was dark skinned. The statue was the elephant in the room. No shade, but Rosa's story was handpicked like Jesus' story was. And this the thing. We have been groomed to cherry pick just like the Bible. Like how they cherry pick the Bible, that's how we cherry pick people. This is adequate representation. This is not. This is what we're gonna highlight, and this is what we're not. And unfortunately, that toxic way of sharing has spilled over into multiple communities. I want to share something that I wrote yesterday, and I don't mind sharing it because um I'm gonna share this because I'm not worried about nobody stealing it. Cause baby, you gotta live it. You what good is writing it if you ain't living it? If you ain't backing up what you're saying, if you're not living it, if you're not doing it, and if you're living it, then child, we probably gonna cross paths. We probably gonna end up working together. Because if you living it, we gonna bump into each other. So, but I wrote this yesterday and I'm so happy about what I wrote on one of the questions that they asked me. They said tell us a little bit about they said tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing. So girl, I gave them a little brief. Hold on. Where is it? Forward. I think I gotta go to sent. Oh yeah, here we go. Girl, I love what I wrote. You ready for this? You ready to get into this? I said, I was telling them about the congregation of SASS because we started the congregation of SASS last year. So in the congregation of SASS is under the umbrella of Laylim Layler. So Laylim Layler is so the original mission statement was to create a safe space to document the stories of the overlooked and underserved through media advocacy, spirituality, and the arts. Okay, so we've been consistently doing that since 2011, and even Laylim Layler, Laylim Layler is Laylim Layler would be the church, for all intents and purposes, to break it down in a way that people understand it. And a church can have many committees, it can have many programs, it got the usher board, the deacon board, they working on this initiative, this. So Laylim Layler is the nation, because churches are the Nation of Islam. It's kind of set up where it have all of these different branches. So Laylim Layler is the nation, the purple nation, amen, a woman. And under Laylim Layler, I create different branches to serve different purposes. So the congregation of SASS is and the reason why it doesn't get the reason why a lot of people don't know about it is because, again, the integrity of the work. We're trying to be an entity that is not invested in colonialism, that is not centering white supremacy, that is not. And so because we're not centering white supremacy, we're not pandering to white funders. We are putting ourselves in position for them to acknowledge us and for them to say, okay, we see what you're trying to do. We see that y'all not racist. We see that y'all don't hate us, because we don't. Like, I don't teach racism over here. I don't teach my subscribers, my supporters, my community. I don't teach y'all to be racist. I don't teach hate over here. I call it as I see it, but I call everybody out. I call black people out, gay people out, lesbian people out, trans people out, or Caucasian people out. Everybody gets it equally over here. It's not me picking on nobody. It's just me playing the whole tape. That is what I'm instilling in the generation of advocates and artists, leaders, guides, the next generation. That's what I'm teaching over here. Stand on business, be authentic, have integrity. Like that's what we teaching over here. So if funders see that and they say, okay, I could get behind that, I appreciate the work. I shouldn't have to pander to you. I shouldn't have to be somewhere kissing your behind, boot licking. I shouldn't have to do all that. If your intentions is to really elevate other people besides yourself, if your intentions is to bring balance and to cause a shift, then I shouldn't have to seek you out and be tap dancing and shucking and jiving for you to say, hey, here you go. If you got more than what you need and you're a decent human being, then it should be laid upon your heart to give. If I have to shape shift into something that is not authentic and disingenuous in order for you to see me and hear me, I'm good, because that defeats the purpose of the work. So anyway, this is what I said, and I'm so happy that because I used to be shy to be honest. Like, not I've always been honest, but I used to try to be more, let me say what I think is appropriate. I used to be I've always been truthful, but I've kind of felt like I had to edit myself. But I think now I've gotten to the place to where I could articulate even the shade. Like I could articulate even the bitterness and the frustration in a way that I feel is authentic and me still standing on business. So this is what I said. The purpose of this space is to cultivate a generation of more whole and well-rounded advocates. In order to achieve this, we must wait, because they have four different categories. So I think one category was joy, one category was resilience, one category was honoring your elders, and another category was creativity. So I said the congregation of SAS is more than a project, it's a mission that easily resonates with all of the categories listed by design. The purpose of the space is to cultivate a generation of more whole and well-rounded advocates. In order to achieve this, we must honor our elders and understand our past. This includes those who are most overlooked and underserved because of their inability or refusal to completely assimilate into an oppressive, imbalanced system of power. We create a space and a platform for those who are often rejected from spaces that align with white supremacy, patriarchy, and colonial thinking. Our work involves decentering those ideals as we embrace the the so-called politically incorrect, and those who are unafraid to remain authentic and unapologetic in how they show up. We seek out community members expressing a willingness to evolve, expand, and grow consciously without feeling policed. The community members these community members are more self aware and therefore oftentimes have a relationship with joy, resilience, and also, although it was not listed as a category, peace. This mission and work requires creative minds, foundationally free thinkers who can engage with audiences of people both virtually and in person. They are prepared to use their various talents and gifts to serve as ambassadors in the war against all the vicious stigma conjured up by the machine as a means to further marginalize and disenfranchise members of the queer, trans, non binary, and BIPOC communities. Bitch, you better speak! Degree where? Education who? Which I am living proof that you could teach yourself. I am living proof. that we can teach ourselves. I am living proof that you don't have to run up in these institutions I am living proof that we can advocate for ourselves without assimilating. I am living proof. Every word like that, that's the work. College doesn't make us intelligent. While we was okay, we was intelligent all along. Exactly. We were intelligent the whole time. We were intelligent the whole time. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? And so, if you choose not to fund that, if you come on my platform and you don't see that as a reality, because nothing that I said in that was a lie, nothing that I said in that is not true. Nothing that I said in any of those things is not true. We've helped people to be housed. We create opportunities and spaces for people to get a bag, for people to get some money, for people to celebrate each other. We feed people, like we host events where people can eat. Like we host dinners where people can come out and eat. Like we gather, we empower each other, we share stories, we do panels, we do all of this without funding. This is just community, period. This is why I get so frustrated and I get on live and I flash out on certain people in community because I know what I pour in the community. I know how I give it up for community. And it's back to the statue all over again. We will humble ourselves because I'm not gonna say no name. I'm not gonna name her in this video because I'm trying not to be messy. But when you worked on the set, when you worked on the set for that production that you was on, that major production, when you got a chance to work with them, I bet you ain't never have no attitude. I bet you went there and you played nice and you skinned and grinned and you played your part and you did exactly what you were supposed to do. It's amazing how our own people will go around people who you know just using you for the moment. They really don't care about you. They really not invested in you. They really don't want to see you elevate. They're using you. They're using you for that moment. That's all you are to them, is a moment. You are a tool for that particular moment. They don't value you. They don't appreciate you. They don't respect you. They see you as a tool that they could use in that moment. And the moment that they're done with you, they discard you. And y'all will show more respect to those people than the person who is literally trying to lift you up when nobody's looking. The person who's literally trying to help you hold it together so you can make it to those opportunities. That's the person I am. I've been the behind the scenes person in so many people's lives, and then y'all get an opportunity to get in the room with the bootlegger, and y'all willing to risk it all. Y'all put it all on the line for the bootlicker to bootlick, and then once they're done with you, then y'all come running back to the people who was behind the scenes empty-handed. What type of community is that? Y'all go run and bootlick. Y'all go run and tap dance and bootlick. Then you come back to community broken, wanting the healers to heal you so you could go right back and bootlick again. So you could go right back and shuck and jive again. Then you want to run back to community for healing. That's not me. Nowhere in my timeline, nowhere on my narrative have you seen me run up on this plantation. When they tell stories about me, when I leave here, when I'm gone, Nowhere on my timeline will you be able to say that she was over there bootlegging. She was over there bootlicking and shucking and jiving, trying to get an opportunity on the main stage. And then once they was done with her, she tried to run back to us. No, bitch. I have been on the bottom with y'all in the mud the whole fucking time. The whole fucking time. Bitch, I never left the mud. I just stood tall in it. I held my head high in it. I wore my crown in the mud. Purple Nation. Like I said, no matter where I sit, bitch, it's on a throne. We ain't ever Trish died in because we never left that bitch. Bitch. We never left it. Bitch, we just don't move the same way in the trenches. I make the trenches look like a villa. I make the projects look good, bitch. I make poverty look good, bitch. The fuck? Bitch, I make low income housing look good, baby. Everywhere I, and it's not even about buying fancy things and elaborate things. It's about the energy and the frequency. I transform spaces. My energy transforms spaces. It's not the things, it's the energy. I'll make you forget you in a crack house. And that's a gift from the ancestors. Thank you. Because I will make you forget. Because that's the type of peace that lives in me. And I work to protect that peace. Bitch, you will forget the lights off. You'll forget the refrigerator is empty, bitch. Fucking with me. Thank you, God Goddess. And we all don't have those gifts. Bitch, we'll be up in here singing and dancing and having fun and painting and drawing. And bitch, you will forget that you're struggling. That's a gift. That's an ancient gift. Yeah, college just makes you colonial smart with controlled perception. And trust me, these gifts that I got, they gonna become in high demand before this administration over. Yeah, I'm not gonna fearmonger because I ain't gotta do it. I'm not gonna create the reality for you. Y'all not gonna blame me. Blame your other ones that you censor because they creating the narrative for you. But don't think that everybody finna run up over here when the prophecy come into fruition. Don't think all y'all finna run over here. Keep that same energy that you've been having. Don't all run. Don't all come at one time. Don't all try to run over here at one time. Don't be looking for me to put some salve on it. Oh, now you want to hear a song. Oh, now you ready for the truth. Oh, now you ready to play the whole tape. Don't all run over here then. You said all that and more, Oracle. TS intellectual brilliance and excellence. Thank you. Thank you, Prodigy. I love you. Beautiful comprehension. We are our own examples and heroines. Ashe. Yes, purple goddess. Say that as child. The white bunnies be pimping off her for entertainment and token purposes only. Yep. Yep. They kiss they butt, then take their misplaced anger out on the girls. Every Wednesday, you better say that. They go over there and get stepped on and mistreated and laughed at and made fun of by some white butch queen bunnies. I'm a and he's very transparent about everything. So we have honest talks. We ain't around here pretending like racism and patriarchy and white supremacy don't exist. We have those conversations all the time. He was the one who was doing the filming when I was at the statue. He was also the one who came and got me from the hospital after I had my surgery. We talk. And that's why I could vibe with him. Because we ain't got to tiptoe around it. Me and him that had conversations, and I asked him, I said, so where do you think that came from? Did that come from your male privilege or did that come from your white privilege? That's how we talk to each other. And guess what? He answers honestly. That's why I could fuck with him. Because I don't need to be around no people I got to tiptoe around and we can't have a real conversation. That's why I love him. Because we can have a real conversation and accountability happens. I can be accountable about my trauma and he could be accountable about his breeding and his trauma too. We didn't have a okay. I'm just taking another break. Why not? Strip their souls for mainstream, then come back drained and and plunged mind and whole. Come on. We are on the front lines. You better say that, S child. You better say that, purple goddess. TS, come here. Come your butt here. You be doing too fucking much, little girl. You hear me? You be doing too fucking much, little girl. Doing too fucking much, little girl. You that be doing too much, girl. You be doing too fucking much, little girl. You can't sit your ass down. Want to scratch on the walls? Want to pull on curtains? You just be doing too much. I love you too, snooker, snooker. I love you too, snooker, snooker. Yes, I do. Snooker fat bear. Snooker fat bear. Yes, I do. Okay. Let me see. We are on, yes. TS Trench transmuted to luxury. That's what's getting pinned today. I want to pin that. TS Trench transmuted, baby. We transmute the trenches over here at the nation. That's one of our many powers. Transmuting energy. We turn the trenches to luxury. Sweetheart, who's on the bottom? How can you ever be on the bottom when you're a purple one? How can you ever be in despair? How can you ever be in woe? Woe, what is that? What is woe and despair when you're a whole one? Huh? The trenches are a state of mind, honey. Poverty is a state of mind, honey. Suffering is a state of mind, honey. And see, that's why this work is so important, because we need to elevate folks mentally. We need to expand consciousness. Because people out here worried about the wrong things, fighting over the wrong things, honey. Because they need to be elevated mentally, honey. They need to be elevated mentally. One of the most beautiful things that I saw while I was in Africa was when the lights went off, because the power went off frequently and it stayed off for long periods of time in poor neighborhoods. The power would go off and the children would go outside. I remember I was trying to buy them toys and buy them little, things. I would go into the city, and I would try to get them like real toys and sports cars and all that. Child, them children will play with them cars for like a few minutes, girl. And the next thing you know, honey, they'll have their little milk cartons, girl, with their little bottle caps that they done rigged up on the damn milk carton, girl, and then tied a string to it, bitch, and running the motherfucking milk carton down the street. Cause guess what? All that's cute. But when you got an imagination, ain't baby, imagination could take you where something that's already been made could never take you. If I give you a toy that's already finished, ain't nothing you could add to it, nothing else you could do to it. It's finished, it's done. But when you take and you create something in your mind, you get to imagine what it is, what it could be, how far it could go. And that was the beautiful thing. They would play with them toys for a few minutes. The children would be outside, the lights off, it's dark. Girl, they ain't worried about none of that. They outside. Oh na 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 yema ya va sema na ya yema no yo ya hin yan. Oh ya se ya oh ya 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 yum ya 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 yi do ya ya, dancing in the street, girl, playing with their little cardboard boxes, girl, with the wheels on them, girl, just happy, just happy. We don't forgot how to find that. Bitch, we done become so the need to consume, the need to buy, the emptiness, the to fill that empty space. Just empty. Just grasping to commercialism and consumerism, pawns in capitalism. Just strengthening the foot on our neck. The foot that's on our neck is just getting stronger and stronger because we're creating bills and debt, because we fell into this lie that, oh, we need this protection and we need this protection and we need this protection. Like motherfuckers be talking about life insurance. I ain't got no children. Baby, dig a hole and put me in the ground. Take me out in the middle of the ocean and wrap some bricks around me, and bitch, let me drop in the motherfucking water. Since when did that become y'all put everything else in the ocean? Y'all put all kind of trash in the ocean. You mean to tell me you can't just tie some bricks around me, say some beautiful words, roll me out to the middle of the ocean, and just let me go down to the bottom? Why the fuck I gotta pay to die? Why the fuck it cost $10,000 and $20,000 for me to die? We creating problems that don't need to be problems. Why the fuck you gotta do a GoFundMe to bury me? I don't need an elaborate box. I don't need an elaborate ceremony. I just need for people to come together that love me, that cared about me. Get down. Get down. I just need for people to be thoughtful. Our ancestors didn't need life insurance. We done made things more complicated than they have to be. And y'all calling that progress. Progress should not look like debt. I'm going to say that again for the slow people in the back row. Progress should never look like debt. Progress should never leave you in debt. Alchemization. That's right. Making the most basic things beautiful. That's yes, making the most basic things beautiful. That's what the little children was doing over there in Africa. It's not the objects and the environment. It's the energy you carry. You better say that, Anandia. You better say that, Prodigy. Thank you, God Goddess. Amen, that woman. It does. T.S. High Demand. Blame they damn selves. The door is the key. Don't be last minute nothing. Now they want T.S. Florence Nightingale. 100% indeed. The halflings end up glitching with when the conversation starts to get real and intense. Girl, Anadia, they don't be doing this, do they? System overload. Cannot compute. Cannot compute. Cannot compute. And I was talking about this in the video about the once upon a time being gay. Like, we have to take accountability. Like, queer people, like trans people, like gay people who are self-aware and conscious, we have to start having a come to Jesus, Oshun, Obatala, Yemaya, Ogum, Buddha, Allah, whoever it is that you come into, we need to start having a come to our higher power moment about this obsession with cis halflings. Like, we really need to start having a come to whoever it is that you come into moment, because at this point it's giving predatorial. Like, what is the obsession with people who you know are less self-aware than you are? People who you know, like, are you protecting them because you see them as your children? And if you see them as your children, why are you sleeping with them? If you know they're less advanced than you spiritually, why are you having sex with them? So what is the obsession with these halflings? What is the exception? It's for me. I think that the queer community is oftentimes the same way the black community is. We say everything comes from us, but at the same time, we're always seeking validation from beings that are supposed to be our offspring, beings that came from our lineage, beings that came from our DNA. But really, at the same time, we're always trying to be acceptable and palpable in their eyes. And I feel the same way with the lesbian and the gay community, and they lead the charge in trying to be acceptable and palpable to cis heteronormativity. And like, the question becomes, is it predatory, or are you trying to protect them because you know that they are not on your level spiritually and as it regards being self-aware? So are you trying to protect them and nurture them, or are you trying to take advantage of them because you know they're not where you at spiritually? You know they're not where you are consciously. Is it predatory, or are you legitimately trying to protect them and nurture them? Which one is it? Because another girl I see constantly windmilling for the gay men, when the gay men ain't windmilling for you like that. Black gay men ain't windmilling for you like that, sis. If they was, if gay men in general was out here windmilling for the trans community, like we be out here windmilling for them, every time somebody say something about them, then they wouldn't have took the T away. We wouldn't have to be out here suing the government to get our F's back on our passports. And the girl who sued them, I know the only reason why they gave her an F because she's post-op. But she had to fight to get an F when she'd have laid on the table for one. When she done had her genitals inverted for one. And she still had to sue the government to get her F. So if the gay community was out here windmilling for us like we windmill for them, this wouldn't even be a conversation. It would have never even happened. But you got half of the gay community talking about how we don't make no sense and how we wrong. Yeah, get off my pillows. I don't want all that hair on my pillows. You got half of the gay community out here trying to make it look like it's something wrong with us, like we doing something wrong, like we the embarrassment. No, but we the evolution. Y'all still seeking the approval of halflings, beings who are not even comfortable with acknowledging their wholeness, beings who are not even comfortable with acknowledging I am my mother and my father. Like literally, you got like no tea, no shade because we all make changes to our body. So I don't want you to think that it's shade. But I watched Cardi B say yesterday the reason why Cardi B got a nose job is because she had a nose like her daddy. No. Because she had a nose like her daddy. And unfortunately, the society that we live in, the expectation that y'all have on women, and girl, trans women don't make it no better. Cause they just as brainwashed a lot of times as the females is. Females around here getting nose jobs to get rid of their daddy nose. Around here getting features changed so they'll look less like they daddy. And trans women right along with them. And a lot of this could be just if we was more whole. I felt uncomfortable with the genitalia, not the mug. I love looking like both. I'm trying to slim down. I'm trying to slim down now so I can look a little bit more masculine. Cause right now I feel like I look too cunty. I feel too fishy at the moment. I like looking a little studdish. I prefer it. If I'm being honest. When I gain weight, my face feel loud, I get a fat face, and girl, I start giving you cisgender looking. Girl, I like giving you some old androgynous Grace Jones looking. I love it. But you know, to each his own. I don't need to be the epitome of the fish. But everybody balance it out differently. Some girls like looking like unclockable cisgender fish, but will tear some cookies up. That's the way that they express their masculine side. Bitch, I want to look like cunt untold. Bitch, I want to look like tuna beyond the gates of tuna. Bitch, I want to look like the ultimate tuna while I'm diving in his cookies. While I'm beating his back out. While I'm rock climbing. Me personally, I don't need to dig in your cookies. I'm not about to dig in them. Now, if I love you and you really need that, I might strap you. But that's not really that important for me. So the way that I want to express my masculinity is to sometimes speak in a lower voice and to sometimes look a little butch. We all have our ways of connecting with our masculine energy. I'm not judging you. Don't judge me. Like they say, don't yuck your yum, bitch. My yum is looking a little clocky. My is sometimes sounding a little clocky. Your might be looking like the ultimate tuna while you rock climbing. Different stroke for different folks. You look so feminine and fierce. Thank you. She said, and is T.S. Wildcat. The neighbor's cat came up to me and kept scratching me his head with my toes today. Imagination is infinite. That's right. The babies was going to town, honey. I know that's right. They sure was. In yan han, me yan ki ya shim ya ho ye, me do so yan, yan yan ya. I was like, okay, I know that's right, bitch. No lights, no power, bitch. No candles. Bitch, ain't no washer and dry is bitch. You washing on here and they hanging it on the clothesline, bitch. Nyam ya him ya hon ya chi cha nya ya playing with their little milk cart and running down the street. I said, I know that's right, baby. Peace. That's what you call peace, resilience, and joy, bitch. We need to get back to it because baby, it's about to be tried. Oh, the season is coming where it shall be tried. And you can let them gatekeepers online make you feel like, oh, you need more, you need to work harder, you need to get out and you got to do this, this, and that. You better shuck and jive, you better coon, you better tap dance, you better lose more of yourself, you better invest more of yourself in this matrix and institution. No, ma'am, no, sir, no being, no whole one. Find your peace. Find your peace in here. Stop looking for it outside of you. Or you will continue to be a sucker. You're going to be the biggest slave, the biggest tool, and the biggest pawn. Big pawn. That's your name. Big pawn. Find your peace. Find your zen. Because that's how you let people puppeteer you. You got to work. You better go get your education. You better go and get indoctrinated. You better go and get institutionalized. You better learn how to play the game. You better get in the system. No, baby. Find inner peace. Go within. They can't break you when you know who you are and you manufacture joy for yourself. You manufacture peace for yourself. They cannot break you. You might bend, but you won't break, boo. Now, if that's something that you want, if you want higher education, if you want to be more invested in the system, if that's something that you want to experience, don't look at this platform as stopping you. I'm just letting you know, don't lose yourself in that bullshit. Distracted, consuming with popcorn entertainment instead of creating your own happiness and joy within. Especially not having fake motherfuckers swarming, trying to clout chase off my name, girl. I better get up and clean. I love you, Sophie. Progress should not leave you feeling drained and confused. That's right. They end up twitching and shaking their heads in disapproval. They want they prison. They want their prison benefits. The attention they have. You better say that, cause you know that's how we is, honey. It's just ain't nothing but a big old boot camp. I tell people all the time, living in New York is an experience that I would not trade. But for me, living in New York, it feels like I'm in the feds.
You know, when you in prison, they take care of you. You know, you get three hots and a cost. They take care of you. They make sure you have all your basic needs met. And you know, if but you don't really leave your cell because it's a lot of trouble in them streets. You know, motherfuckers waiting in them streets to do all type of shit. So you know, and that's what New York give me. New York give me the feds, all the concrete, all of the buildings. It gives me very controlled environment. This is why I would never, like, I would not want to live here for the rest of my life. I would not want to live here for the rest of my life. No shade to the people who this is home to, who was brought up here. This all they know. This legitimately no shade. Uh, I think that this is a learning experience for me, but I feel like I'm doing a bid right now. Be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I'm doing a bid. This what I feel like. I feel like I'm doing a bid, and you know I'm not out right now. I can't be in Louisiana because I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna sit quiet while all of that stuff happening at home. Like while they stripping us of our rights and our laws, I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna sit quiet. And you know the girls is just letting all of that stuff happen because they just complacent. You know, I had done so much work in Louisiana before I left. I had inspired so many, you know, and literally, you know, had helped to play a part in birthing, you know, the movement to be what it is now. And for so many laws to pop up, it's like, you know, I'm saying, well, what have the girls been doing since I've been in New York? Since I've been away doing my bid. What's been going on? And I know if I go back down there now, it's gonna be shake, rattle, and roll. And it's like, why am I gonna get out there and rally and do all of that when it was the girls that betrayed me? Like the reason why I'm in New York is because I was betrayed by a lot of girls in community. I saw constant betrayal, and that's why I haven't went back because I saw constant betrayal, constant disloyalty. Girls couldn't take me because, and it's the crazy part. Why? Because I've never given this attitude of I was better than. I've always been humble, and I think that's what they don't like about me. This girl that's smart, she ain't bad on the eyes. Like if I was her, I'd go and get my teeth fixed and my nose done and shit on you hoes. I'll go and get me a 4-year degree, go and get me a bachelor's, get my teeth done, get my nose done, and be shitting on all you bitches. Yet and still, she's never done it. I don't understand it. Bitch, I know hoes look at me all the time and say, if I was that bitch, I get my nose done, I get my teeth big, I get my teeth fixed, I have on a frontal, bitch, I'll go and get me a bachelor's, and bitch, I'll be shitting on you hoes. I know hoes look at me and say that all the time. Why? What's wrong with her? What is wrong with this bitch? Mad at me because I won't become what they think I should be. I remember when I first got my sex change, one of the girls who I used to be out on the streets with, she was like, "Nah, you got to give it to him. You got to wear your lace fronts. You got to get your nails done. You got to wear your frontals. You got to always, you got to give it to him now. Now you got to give it to him. Why? Why does that have to be who I become? It's not enough bitches doing that already. Why that's got to be my narrative too? You trying to puppeteer me. You trying to make me your puppet. No, I'm gonna have this experience for myself. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. You're not gonna tell me who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. Authentically. I had countless girls who are in positions of power to play with me and to show me disloyalty. But Louisiana is my home. It's my home. I'm not staying here forever. Like I said, I feel like I'm doing a bid. Yes, it is opportunities here. Yes, they pay the girls bills and get the girls surged here. But for a girl who came in, the gate that I came in through was the South. I'm used to trees and fresh air. I'm used to um 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 a different quality of food. I'm used to certain things. I am used to it. I am used to being outside and feeling like fresh air and like something about New York is the sky is always damn cloudy. Like literally the sky is always fucking gray. And I know I honor the great ones, but damn, the sky always cloudy, the sky always gray. It be hot and the sky still be cloudy and gray. I'm used to a pretty blue sky. I'm used to a big blazing sun. I'm used to trees and fresh air and being able to walk on a trail effortlessly without stepping in dog shit everywhere on concrete. And I ain't gonna lie, I even miss the DL-ness of it all. In New York, this is a very hook up culture. Like dudes are not really pressed about you being trans here, but a lot of them don't want relationships. They just want to hook up because Grinder and all these apps for them to just have meaningless sex with you. Like New York is a hook up place. Everybody, most people high off some type of drug, high off some type of Tina, want to get high and want to have sex. It's just a lot of hooking up and having here. In Louisiana, you have so much DL. You have so much DL, and you have so much and because people close knit and they know each other. See, in New York, people mind their business here, which can be a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. Cause sometimes people will be so desensitized, something really crazy could be happening to you and don't nobody care because they minding their business because they so desensitized. But in Louisiana, people actually care. People will actually intervene. People will actually engage. And because we are more community based, we're more tribal, we're more likely to engage or to speak there. Because it's so community, everybody, a lot of times people know each other. And because that's the truth, a lot of times dudes won't talk to you. They may like you, they may be attracted to you, but they won't talk to you because they're afraid it's gonna get out. They're afraid somebody gonna find out. And honestly, I kind of miss that because it allows me to breathe. When I leave out the door in New York, bitch, I'm constantly being hit on, and niggas will fuck. I ain't finna sugarcoat it. I ain't finna try to dress it up and make it sound, it don't need to be dressed up right now. They will fuck. Dick is not a problem in New York. And for the girls who like top and booty, neither. It's not a challenge. It's not a struggle. And sometimes you literally have to stay inside to hide. Because what if I'm vulnerable? What if I've had a cocktail? What if I'm not in my right state of mind? Bitch, what if I'm just out trying to go and get me a snack or get me something to eat? I got a nigga in my face pushing up on me and I'm cocktailed, and the next thing you know, I'm waking up with regrets. At least in Louisiana, if they so DL, they so closeted, you ain't gotta, baby, they might wanna holler, but they scared somebody gonna tell. They scared somebody they know gonna see them talking to you. But in New York, it's always a few niggas that don't give a fuck. You don't care who watching, who see, who say what. What's up? That's always an option in New York. Like I said, and bitch, you know, on the yard, that's how it is on the yard in prison. Bitch, it's always gonna be a nigga on the yard that do not give a fuck. Bitch, when you doing a bid and you on the yard, bitch, and you a fishy girl, bitch, it's always gonna be a nigga that don't give a fuck. You ain't even gotta be a fishy girl. He could just want fuck. He doing a bid, he don't give a fuck. He got time, he don't give a fuck. He want to clap them cheeks. And so you really gotta watch how you move here. Like you really gotta be on it. When I tell you, I've been back in New York for like 2 months. Girl, I could count on one hand how many times I've rode the train. Trying to avoid the shenanigans. A lot of the money that I be having, girl, I spend it on Ubers. Girl, I be Ubering everywhere like I got it and don't. Not right now. I'm not claiming financial poverty. I'm thankful that I have been able to catch Ubers as much as I needed to. But the bulk of my coins go to Uber. That's why I'm so thankful for a Black Trans Travel Fund because they get it. I be trying to dodge it. I be trying to dodge the shenanigans. I'm just trying to get where I'm going. Boo. Bitch, I know what I'm built like. I know what I look like. I ain't asked for this ass. I just got it. I ain't asked for this mug. This is what I got. I ain't lay on no table for this ass or this face. Or this waist. Now I had to get it corrected. But bitch, I ain't lay on no table for it. So, you know, I'm doing my time. I'm doing my time. I'm trying to mature a little bit more. I'm trying to get into a place to when I go back home, I don't because I know me now. If I go back home, I'm going to get into activism. I'm going to go into spaces because that's just my spirit. That's just my nature. I'm not going to be able to be down there and see all of the stuff that's happening and not intervene. And I'm not putting my life on the line and making myself a target for people who I feel have betrayed me. For community I feel betrayed me. This is a self-imposed bid. I've placed myself in exile. Because I'm not finna go make myself a martyr and a sacrificial lamb for people who betrayed me. So until I feel, and that's why I've never turned my back on community in Louisiana, I continue to work with the community who has made amends, the community who continues to build with me. Me and Jasmine have a beautiful relationship. Me and Jasmine have a beautiful relationship. Me and her, our relationship has evolved. We're in a different place now. We've had some rocky moments to be transparent, but bitch, I love her. That's my sister. We done had our ups and downs. They don't be public. Our relationship is almost 30 years old. Bitch, we go through it behind the scenes. Sometimes we have to get each other together. Sometimes they get rocky. Me and Milan, we in a much better place. But there's still others who played in my face. I was flying down to New Orleans to speak and to march and coming out of my own pocket And the girls was offering me pay that could not even cover my flight. The girls was offering me stipends, bitch. I paid more to come down there on the plane and speak than you paid me to march, and then you playing in my face at the march. I remember one time I had the flu. I came down there, I was sick, marched. Bitch, you ain't even pay me enough to pay for my fucking ticket. And bitch, you had the audacity to tell me to hurry up when I got on the mic. Where the fuck they do that at? And a lot of the girls wouldn't even have the platform. And the same girl who did that to me didn't even believe that the whole trans thing was gonna even stick. The first time I said the word trans to this bitch, she looked at me and said, that shit ain't gonna stick, girl. We punks. Nah, you getting grants from it. I ain't gonna say your name either, but bitch, if you watching, you know who you are. And there are more stories I could tell if I felt like being messy. The girls down there doing pageants. The girls down, and the reckoning is here. The girls on stage talking about some and throwing it in a circle, and bitch, the reckoning is here. It ain't coming, it's here. And they've always tried to treat me like the outsider because I was the girl that was born there, but I wasn't raised there. I didn't go to high school with them. I didn't go to junior high with them. I didn't go to middle school with them. I went to Andrew Jackson in the kindergarten, and then I moved to Bogalusa, Louisiana, and I came back when I was like 16 going on 17. And so I was always the odd person in community because y'all know it's like that in New York. The girls are cliquish. If they didn't go to school with you, they shade you. And that's why my relationship with Jasmine was so different because Jasmine was one of the girls who was born and raised in New Orleans, but she didn't treat me like an outsider. But she had a lot of people in her head. I'm not gonna say that I ain't never did her wrong. I ain't never fucked over her. I ain't never did no stupid shit. But girl, we was children. Our brains wasn't finished developing. Me and her started being friends when we was like 21 years old. Your brain don't finish developing until you turn 26. We was in the streets wilding, doing sex work, getting full. Dumb shit gonna happen. We was in and out of jail, especially me. But it was always people in her head trying to salt her down against me, trying to post salt on our relationship. Cause for some reason them hoes always had a problem with me. They always had a problem with me. I remember when we was dancing at Papa Joe's, I ain't have nowhere to stay because I had lost my housing because they had doubled the room. And girl, when I tell you I went to work, this was before Jasmine started working there. Because if Jasmine would have been there, Jasmine would have let me stay with her. That's one thing I could say. You know, it's been very few times me and her had to be really beefing. And that was years later. But like when we was young, like when we was in our 20s, before me and her had our little fallout, like she never denied me no place to stay. Like if she had a place or I had a place, bitch, she was always welcome at my place. Bitch, most of the time me and her lived together. So But when I had but when I ain't have nowhere to go, when I got when they asked me to leave from the hotel that I was staying at, and I didn't have nowhere to go, I remember I went to work and I asked all the girls at work, can I spend the night at your room until I find somewhere to stay? Girl, I could name them, but I'm not gonna be messy because I remember all of their names. I asked them one by one, can I stay? Can I stay with you? I ain't have nowhere to go. Can I stay with you? Can I stay with you tonight? Can I stay with you tonight? They all said no. Bitch, I had to get out on that street and bitch, I had to hold until I couldn't hold no more to make sure that I had enough money to get me a weekly at a rooming house. Cause I was always on my fucking own. Except for my mama Precious, God Goddess, bless her wherever she at. Cause that was one of the few that was loyal to me and looked out for me and helped me. But she gone to be with the ancestors. That was one that really fucked with me. Precious was the one who taught me how to survive in the streets. And she ain't give a fuck what them hoes thought, bitch. She saw potential. My mama was a fucking businesswoman. And that was, I respected that about her. Like, she was like, nah, this bitch a gold mine. Bitch, I ain't gonna be beefing with this whole me and this whole to build together. We gonna work together. We gonna hustle together. That bitch taught me how to work smarter and not harder. Me and her had fucked the same nigga, and we wasn't even beefing over the nigga like that. The relationship that me and her had, me and her fucked the same niggas, and we wouldn't even beef over that shit. Bitch, we never got into it because we was having the same nigga. Like we never beefed over that. Like when we met each other and we found out we had been fucking the same dude, and bitch, we became besties after that. She was 2 years younger than me, and I called her mama because she had been in the streets since she was 15 years old. I didn't get in the streets and learn how to really do sex work until I was like 21 years old. So because she was 15 in the streets, she had more street wisdom than me. So I called her mama because she had more experience in the streets than me. And she taught me the fucking game. She taught me how to make it in the strip club. She taught me how to make it in a bar. She taught me, but she didn't like a lot of the French quarters took its toll on black girls. Like all of the things that we internalized in order to survive. A lot of us had that pretty woman narrative playing on a loop in our mind, and we was trying to aspire to be Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman, and that ultimately caused a lot of us to self-destruct. But like I said, I asked those girls one by one, could I come stay? I asked those girls one by one, could I come stay with her? Could I come stay with them? And all of them told me no. And let me tell you how the ancestors work. Let me tell you how I know the ancestors don't play behind this one. I wasn't lay lim lay lur. I was King Jesus at the time. So nobody could never say that I had done some type of spell or some type of voodoo because I wasn't even there. And I don't do it now. I would never do work on someone like that now. But baby, all them girls told me no. Within months of them girls telling me no, all of them stayed in the same building. The ones I asked could I come stay. And bitch, the whole building burnt down. And each one of them that told me no, every last one of them had to come sleep on side of me in my bed or on my floor. One by one, they all needed to come and spend the night at my house. Every bitch that told me no. And I didn't treat them like they treated me. Every bitch that told me no. They all had to come and they all had to, bitch, don't burn the bridge that you got to come back across. Bitch, all of them. Every last one of them bitches that told me no. And I always been the bitch that's been out there rallying and fighting and on the front lines for community. And I'm not messed up about it no more. This is not anger. This is not angry no more. This is passion. Because I love New Orleans. I love Louisiana. That is my home. This is home too, but that's base. And I've had to take a break from being in the group chats and the meetings because I was getting ready to have surgery. I need to focus on me for a minute. I've been missing from the little meetings and the group chats and all of that that's been going on because child, I'm prioritizing me. Because I've always been known for putting other people ahead of me. But what I realize is that if I don't put me first, nobody will. Motherfuckers will use me until I'm done and then step over my body and go on to the next bitch. And that's not going to be my narrative. I'm not going to whoops until I pass out and y'all motherfucking pack dirt in my face and keep it the fuck moving. That's not how we're going. That's not how this is going. Gualala fitun babosa yatao. Is the concept that cis people trying to align with mulatto politics and the gay bunny align with binary and mulatto politics. You better say that because halflings want to be the light vampires, thirsty for the unattainable, protect the butch queen bunnies that they see themselves as laying with the bed wench. Period. Is shall black gay men becoming the new black straight man. Oh, eating for president. You know, I saw a story today that really opened my mind, to the Bible. Like, they were talking about the triple goddess is Lilith, Eve, and Mary Magdalene. Like that's the triple goddess energy, and Lilith represents the unapologetic, the I'm not bowing down, I know who I am. I'm walking in my sovereignty. Eve represents the curious energy. She wasn't the betrayer. She was curious. And Mary Magdalene represents this this comfort in sexuality, this comfort in my vitality, my fire, but also stewardship. And so like these are three aspects of the divine feminine. Like Lilith, Eve, and Mary Magdalene represent these three different aspects. I need to blow my nose. Represent these three different aspects of the divine feminine. Bonnie, Bonnie, give me a paper towel, please, baby. A paper towel. Thank you. I think socks want to come up in there. Girl, I wish I could hit that, girl, but I ain't ready now, girl. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna leave it alone, girl. Thank you. Oh, you ready for you a little snack, huh? Girl, you know when I get emotional, girl, I start getting snotty nose and everything. Tell them, sister. uh, the Butch Bunnies looking like trade enough to pass into the Punkyarchy. You better say that. Wait, what the fuck going on here? What's the topic? I done jumped around from topic to topic. I like looking like a mixed blend. Okay, that I think that's a Gemini thing, an idea. Joshua said, "I'm confused, tuna cookie." While he getting his whole booty hole examined by the doctor girls. Joshua, let's read the room, poo. Exactly, Anandia. Chasing the bag is craft. And girl, I found out that money is not made out of paper. I think it's made out of more so cotton. So, child chasing the bag is literally still picking cotton. The children still picking cotton. You can't buy that kind of peace. Peace, find peace within, and everything else will align and more accordingly. Peace is priceless. The inner universe reflects the outer universe. Over here in Texas is the same. I'm just dealing with four undeveloped, outdated halflings. Plumbing and finessing. TS deception. The girls deep under MK Puncture. Casted by Butch Bunnies. Mad because you won't be a typical white person in blackface. Girl, you better say that. You almost made me change the pen. I'm not dis- I'm not destroying myself to satiate a damn zombie. Nah, but because bitch, you got to wake up, girl. Because I know one of my gifts is like Lazarus. Like I know one of my spiritual gifts is I have the gift to wake from the dead. But we have to understand that waking people from the dead is not necessarily a like we look at it like I'm going out to the graveyard and getting people out of the grave. No, I know how to resurrect people from a mental grave. I have the gift of resurrecting the soul. I have a gift of waking of reaching people and awakening their spirit, awakening their soul. Like I do have the gift of resurrection. That's one of my prophetic gifts. I can resurrect. Which if I'm in the room with you and bam, we gonna wake it up. We gonna but I'm not finna be doing that. I'm not wasting my gifts on people for them to play in my face. Cause some people they'll wake up and then be mad at you for waking them, and then try to pretend like they still sleep. A former friend wanted to get a nose job. I said, wanted me to get a nose job. I said my nose is perfect as is, and you better say that, purple goddess. I can't do city life. It's too artificial, saturated, and heavy energy. That's why I'm happy I left Chicago. Yeah, I like I said, I feel like I'm doing a bid. And I'm gonna try to do another 2 years. But I'm gonna be going to Louisiana, I'm gonna be going to Georgia. That's how I'm gonna balance it out. But I'm gonna try to do another 2 years. Cause I think by then, I'll be ready. Like halfway through this administration, like literally, I might just make it a year. But I'm gonna try to do 2 years. Because I know some girls may need to come up here for refuge. So I am trying to be a space for girls, be able to acclimate them if they need to come here for an opportunity. Because we have to keep it a beam. Some of us can function better in prison. We're not finna act like we don't know community members who was catching bids on purpose because they couldn't function in the world. So sometimes you might need that set down time. You might need to do that bid. And it's better to self impose it than to have massa. Although indirectly massa is doing it because massa is making it so uncomfortable in Louisiana and making it so uncomfortable in certain parts of the South that the girls are being forced to relocate. The girls are being forced, tiny. Hold on. Horses in a stable, and that's the way I ride, 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 ride. Horses in a stable. Bitch, I can't wait till I feel better, cause baby, that's the first song I'ma dance off of. As soon as I get my health back, as soon as I get back right, bitch, that's gonna be the first song I dance off. Horses in a stable. Bitch, I done watched that. Bitch, I done seen that. I done seen that so many times on TikTok. Bitch, I can't get that song out my head, bitch. I'ma be horses in a stable. Bitch, how about the cowgirl trail ride? Bitch, I'm gonna be somewhere talking about horses in a stable, bitch. My daughter was like, "You know how to do the dance?" I was like, "No, bitch. I'ma make up my own." Bitch, I was never a second line, line dancing girl, bitch. I was always somewhere doing my own thing, girl. I was never a bus stop girl, a second line girl. I could do a little one too. Like, don't get me wrong, because I got plenty of rhythm. But girl, I always was somewhere doing my own thing. I'm definitely gonna be making my own dance. It's definitely gonna be my own interpretation. It's orgy central in the big cities. It's hard in some parts of the South. It's hard in some parts of the South, or is it hard? Yeah, yeah. Some love. NY is one big Roman bacchanal fest. Now you finna make me look up the word bacchanal. I'm gonna have to look up the whole. I'm gonna have to look up the whole thing now, cause I'm interested in what this means. Ba- Is that like a bathhouse? Oh, Bacchus. Okay, yeah. Intoxication, ecstasy. Basically a big old orgy. Basically a big old orgy. The dicks be hard and ready to swing at any second. The booty be quick to open. Chicago is the exact same. Niggas won't think twice to throw that piece around. Ooh, me. And I did. That's why I want to go live. I'm glad my stomach feel better. Cause girl, I had to rest my guts up for you, girl. Cause I know how you gonna give it up in the conversation. And I didn't take a pain pill before I did the live because I didn't want to get sleepy. Ooh-wee. That lady said the booty be quick to open. 10 TS Uber, yes. The ancestors understand. Them subways are too much. The nigga yesterday was trying to talk to me yesterday, trying to vent, and I automatically said no before he opened his mouth. Exile is protection. Trying to make a key out of you, and they end up gagging. Mean girl clicks. Ashe. Ashe Anandia. Me too. You have a home here, Kaneem. Oh, thank you. And where you live? What part you live in? You live in New York, SL? In that order. The gag. TSB less accessible and selective. Lilith is the shadow feminine. Eve. Mmm. Eve is the curious feminine, and Mary is the sexually liberated feminine. And they say she's the triple. They say she's the triple goddess head. Like with that understanding, like I think That's why the Catholics are really able to be like the lead, like the figurehead of Christianity. Because if you think about it, Catholicism is the closest branch of Christianity that has the capacity to mirror wholeness. Like when you look at Catholicism and how Catholicism works, like that's really the branch that is more likely to embody wholeness because they venerate and celebrate feminine beings as divine. They honor Mary. I don't think they really give it up for Eve like that, but I know that Joan of Arc is a patron saint. Like they actually like canonize and celebrate femininity as divinity. And I'm sure that the upper level popes, like the higher level popes, they acknowledge they acknowledge um Lilith probably in secret you know delve more into Eve. Oh yeah. Also, Child, while we're on the subject, I wanted to let you know I watched Power. The story that you was telling me about Power. Um, with the women getting the electrical powers, that was good. I don't like the way it ended. Don't look like it's gonna be another season because that was 2 years ago. But I finally got into the Mayfair Witches, which is set in New Orleans. And it took me a while to get into that because it was so slow. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be shady, but I get so sick of seeing shows that just be predominantly white people with the magic and the gifts and the powers. Like it be some of the best writing. But what I notice about, the Caucasian halflings is they fixate on they fixate on using their bodies to tell stories. Like they're very into, and this is something that black people have taken on, trying to mirror whiteness. We like a lot of times I be watching things and I be like, get to the point. Like in a lot of storytelling, like it's a whole lot of fluff, it's a whole lot of unnecessary things that I'm like, why are you saying this? Like you're belaboring the story. Get to the fucking point. And child, sometimes it be sex scenes, sometimes it be kissing, sometimes it be just small talking. I be like, girl, let me fast forward with this, girl. Get to the fucking point. Because right now, all you trying to do is program me to see this as ideal and to see this as the standard, and the brainwash is taking place. But get me to the meat. Like get me to the crux of the story. Get me to the point. All of the rest of this shit, you trying to sell me the fantasy. Get me to the point. But when girl, when I tell you the Mayfair witches, that's very interesting. It's gonna be some spoiler alerts in the things that I'm gonna say. So, the being starts off as her lover, who is following her all through the series. You think that he's the devil. You think that he is evil. You think that he's wicked, and it's so crazy. So the beings are called Teltos beings. And they always have to make all of them white. Like, it's amazing to me how, you got all of these witches and all of the witches is white. You got all of these beings who came to repopulate the planet. These beings who were so gifted that when their blood was spilled, it could make the grass grow and the flowers grow. And the thing that, plucks me about that is these beings are capable of doing all of this, but a lot of them can't even stand to be in the sun. Like, you need to swab down with some sunscreen before you go out here and you do all this magic in nature. Like, this Matrix tries to paint this picture of Caucasoid beings, and this is no shade, no tea to the Caucasoid, because I feel like they are components of us. Just like I feel like cats, come from snakes. You could see it in their eyes. You could see it in the fact that they still have the tail, in some of their movements, how they move. I feel like we are all engineered facets of source. And the Caucasian is just not the part of source that's around here, you know what I'm saying, making the flowers grow and shit. Like, you just not finna convince me. Because when you look at me and you look at a Caucasian person, I look more like nature. I look more like some shit you would see outside. When you look at Caucasian people, they don't look like some shit you will see outside. They look ready made. They look like they was engineered. Like kind of like when you think about a wolf, and then you think about a chihuahua, or you think about a toy poodle. Okay, a toy poodle is connected to source. They came from source, but they're not engineered to survive in nature. They're engineered to be kept in a house, to be in a controlled environment, to be in a protected environment. And that's how I see Caucasian people. I see Caucasian people as the first beings who literally needed a dwelling space, who literally needed a habitat, like needed, in order to preserve themselves. Because the sun ages all of us. But if you have more melanin, then you'll last longer. The more melanin you have, you don't age as quickly the more melanin you have. But the sun ages everything. The sun ages flowers, it ages trees, it ages everything. And so if you don't have a lot of melanin, you're more likely to age quicker. You know what I'm saying? So the sun ages everything. It speeds up the cycle of life, this depending on how often it is shining on you, how much access you're getting to it. And so a lot of narratives that we try to create with Caucasian people is like, come on now. So so in the storyline, the Caucasians, so you think that he's the devil, but he takes on flesh. Now, mind you, he was her lover at first. Like, he would come to her in her bed, he would sleep with her, like she would feel him moving under the covers and things, like making love to her in the spirit and stuff. And when he came through her, he grew so fast, like he grew quickly, like she birthed him. She was strong enough to hold him because they said the 13th witch is the door, which I find interesting because 3 plus 1 is 4, which is the number for the goddess. So the 13th witch was powerful enough to channel the divine feminine, to channel that goddess energy. So her body was strong enough to carry this being. This being has, once it comes of age, it has an insatiable appetite to procreate. So it was trying to procreate with the Mayfair witches, and the Mayfair witches weren't built to take that dick. They weren't built to take that beat down. So when he would do it to them, he would kill them. Like they literally would hemorrhage to death because he was destroying their internal organs. But they brought him overseas to Scotland, I think, where there was another being like him who was a Taltos, and they came together, honey, and baby, and baby, when I tell you she birthed like 8 or 9 babies, I mean, within 24 hours after she got pregnant, she pushed out about 8 or 9 babies, and they was growing by the second. Like they had been alive for all of 2 or 3 hours and was already walking. In my mind, that story was ripped off from somewhere else. Cause our Caucasoid siblings have a tendency of stealing stories. And I also think that that's something that our light skinned indigenous people have a tendency to do too. Because for some reason, our light skinned indigenous people don't want to share being indigenous with nobody. They always be trying to say, oh, you just had 1 or 2 indigenous people in your family. Bitch, I wouldn't give a fuck if I had a half an indigenous person. I'ma celebrate it. Bitch, all of it came from us anyway. Melanation is the blueprint. The purple print. Correction. TS. Be less accountable and selective. Mm, Lilith. Yeah, I think I read that one. Open for business 24 hours nonstop. I live in upstate New York. Oh, okay. Okay, TS upstate New York fish. the the shy new episode channel. I'm finna watch that after I get off the live. I seen the first one. I think episode 2 is available now though. Yes, Anandia. TS. The white shows be based off outfit changing scenes and catchy words. Don't forget the pop culture theme songs and references the Mayfair witches. Yeah, I got into it, baby. When I tell you by the end, baby, that season finale, oh girl had me ready for. Girl, I was trying to click because I binge watched it. I binge watched it when I first, while I was first healing. And I got into it. I skipped like the first 4 episodes because I think I remember watching them and then I got tired of it. But I skipped to like the 4th episode and I got in and I binge watched. And it was a lot of unnecessary stuff. But when you really, really got to the story, I was like, all right, Mayfair. I was like, all right, Mayfair witches. So it's like I said, it's based in New Orleans. And the way that it ended, like the season finale, oh my goodness, it was so good. Like I'm really like just waiting for them to come back. Like now, I want to see some more of that. Oops, not elemental witches, but heavy allergic to the sun. Right, white people wasn't created directly from source. No shade. I think they came from us. And certain things were taken out of them because they have melanin. You could see it in like the undertones in their skin. Like you could see brown undertones. You could see it like when you start looking at like the creases in their eyes, like in the back of their ears, certain parts in their arms. Like you gotta really really look at them because the contours in their skin is melanin. Sometimes they be real mayo looking, but some of them you could see the contours in their skin. And I think that a lot of them intentionally try to stay out of the sun, and also wearing the sunscreen protects them from getting more melanin. Like it protects them from getting darker. It protects them from actually accessing and building the melanin that's in them. because whiteness is social capital. Whiteness is a form of social capital, so you want to try to preserve that whiteness, but you don't want that mayo to go bad. They look like they was made in a petri dish. TSGMO. A lot of white people was born with tails. Oop, less TSGMO, low fat gluten. Girl, y'all is doing too much. The white beings are American protege in Hollywood, but always need a black token to be with them. TS Truth hidden in plain sight, taking our stories and whitewashing them. Yeah, that story's given stolen. Exactly. Exactly. Like when I was watching it, I was like, and you don't even get upset because at this point you're just thankful for hearing the truth, even if you know how in certain plays men would play even the female roles, and so like in order for you to get the wisdom, like Tyler Perry, he gives wisdom to black people through Muddia. He's taking this story from women to tell the story and to give you the information. He's performing, but at least he's giving you the information. And so that's how I look at it with some of my Caucasian siblings. Is like, okay, don't kill the messenger, don't be mad at the messenger. At least, but you have to really like kind of like position your third eye so you don't get caught up and be feeling away, because a lot of times when they give you representation, you can't really connect with the person's actual character off screen. It'd be nice to have somebody that can embody the energy. It'd be nice to have somebody that can embody the look and the aesthetic. But child, a lot of times them people off screen, off camera, be just be worse. Be worse than the Caucasians. Like we be thinking the Caucasians be racist and the Caucasians be transphobic and homophobic. But child, a lot of black people, child, they're worse. Like a lot of black people, the self hate is so deeply entrenched. The self hate is so deeply entrenched. They champion white people above their own. They champion whiteness. And so we have to have that, we have to have that moment where we own it. And I will say this, since I've been dealing with my child, you know, the opportunities that he's created for me and my relationship with him, like it do hit different. It do hit different. Girl, when we went in Times Square and we filmed that documentary and we filmed that little mini documentary for the statue, people was just walking up and volunteering to be in the footage because they saw a young white boy with a camera. It just looked official. It just looked like we was doing something important. And me and him, and I told him that. I said, okay. And then may we get your permission to be in it? Would you like to say your name for the camera? Cause you want to make sure that bitch, he ain't got to sign no NDA, so he trying to protect his ass. So are you giving consent to be in this? It was very interesting doing it with him because it was a whole different energy than if I would have been by myself or with another black person. I don't think that it would have went like it went. Like a lot of black people and a lot of people in general, we just feel like, oh, this uh oh wait, it's a white camera person. And a lot of people in Times Square, they don't be from New York. They be visiting. So they're tourists that see New York as like, ooh, this is where a lot of movies are made and da 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 da. So they come up here and then they saw me and him together doing the film. Child, people thought we was doing a whole production. People thought we had a budget and everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. TS Truth hidden in plain sight, taking our stories and whitewashing them. Mm-hmm. Giving stolen bombastic side eye. He's cosplaying the matriarchal, but with mammy alignment. My own folks can do me grimy. Mm-hmm. Almost finished cleaning this place. Two more to go. It's 4 a.m. here. Oh, so you work overnight. Said hi. Hey, Yasu. Hell, I be having people watching all the way from Africa, New Zealand, um, United Kingdom. Everyone happy. The plantation and Confederate places be burned and praising the ancestors. And I'm like, y'all next. The ancestors don't fuck with y'all either, cause y'all trying to be the new white people. Exactly. And I wanted to be excited about the house that burned down, but baby, first we gotta talk about how they said all of the ones that escaped from prison when Annabelle came through their girl, all of the ones that escaped from prison girl was allegedly Gemini's girl. Girl, way to bring in Gemini season, huh? Way to bring in Gemini season. But girl, they say Annabelle getting ready to go to the White House. But girl, a lot of people say, girl, they think that the people burn their house down for the insurance money because you know the house is worth something, girl. It's a nasty coin, girl. So whoever was in charge of the house or something, girl, they wanted a nasty coin, girl. They was trying to get the insurance money for that house, girl. So they burnt their house down, girl. And bitch, they used Annabelle as a scapegoat, girl, when she was twirling through, girl. And girl, let black people do what the black people do. Bitch gave the information to the black gatekeepers, and the black gatekeepers put it out and made barbecue memes and all that, girl. And bitch, meanwhile, some white people securing the bag because we know whoever owned that plantation house, whoever about to get them coins, is not black. So while you're celebratory of the house burning down, child, what would have been even nastier is if the house would have burnt down and the money and the insurance money from the house would have been disseminated to the black people in that area as a penance to their ancestors. Now that's a reason to be extremely celebratory. And I ain't gonna lie, I had my little moment where I was posting my little pictures and I was getting my little tee-hees and ha-ha-ha's. But when somebody introduced, that thought of, girl, somebody's collecting some insurance money, and it ain't the black people being at the barbecue in front of the house. Somebody collected a nasty coin from their house burning down, and it wasn't no black people. Matter of fact, some black people got laid off work who was working the house. It's on my Instagram. It's on here. It's on yeah. It's really short. Like it's only like 4 or 5 minutes. I think it's like 4 minutes. Yeah, it's on here. It's I think it's called 12-foot black woman in Times Square. It's on here. It did really well on Instagram though. On Instagram, it shockingly did the best. Like on here, I thought it would do better. It didn't get over 100 views on here, but on Instagram, it got over 1,000 views. Like on Instagram is where it got the highest engagement. I think on TikTok, I think it got like over 100, which I was shocked about. But I did another video reading this reaction from this black woman who was like giving me some coon vibes. And on TikTok, I got like 60 something people engaged with it. I got buku comments in the comment section, and it got like 400 and something views. So like my reading of somebody coon behavior got more engagement than the actual documentary. But on Instagram, that's where it got the most engagement at. Like that's where like literally, I think it may have like 1100, like almost 1100 views now. Like it really got a lot of engagement on Instagram. So I'm really glad that people lived for it like that on Instagram, because Instagram is not where I normally do like real engagement. Like I normally do most of my engagement on here or on TikTok. So I expected it to get more engagement on here, but it actually got more engagement on Instagram. Everybody, everybody happy to plenty. Wait, well, yeah, I just read that one. TS International. Come on, Gemini Rising. Come on, Sophie. They saying it's a black ancient being in Annabelle. But in a white rag doll, though. Child, I wouldn't be surprised, though. But girl, why would she trap herself in the doll? I ain't trying to find out, ancestors. I ain't judging. I ain't trying to find out. I'm good. Allow that to remain a mystery for me. The money should go to black families. Exactly, exactly, Purple Goddess. Collecting a nasty check and securing it in their white checking accounts. Mm-hmm. It's a lovely video. Love the talking. Thank you, Sophie, all the way from New Zealand. They want to celebrate the ancestors when it's convenient, but don't even believe in spirits. But a fleshly abled man with a hard dick. You better say that. Oh, is that how you met your son? He was doing a doc. Um, so and I was telling Purple Prodigy about this. So before we met last year, I painted a painting, and it's actually on my Instagram, and it's called The Prodigal Son, and it's hanging up in my living room area. And I painted it while I was in Georgia last year, and I painted it like in October, right before I got ready to come back here. Cause if anybody knows, I literally moved back here at the beginning of at the end of October last year. I stayed with my sister Lynn, excuse me, for like a month, maybe like a month and a week. Then I went into transitional housing. And while I was in transitional housing, we had an event called the Congregation of Sass, which I had been funded for. And Empathy met him on the train and brought him to the event. And I was kind of standoffish because, it was a predominantly black space, and this was a Caucasian coming into that space. And so I had questions, and I was, a little standoffish at first. And we ended up building a relationship because, we were being very transparent with each other, and every request that I asked, he honored it. And the things that he was, the things that he needed, like we communicated. It was a little bit of a rough start at first because we had to get some ground rules. And but once that established, he started to call me mama. And I ain't gonna lie, like I instantly felt like that connection with him, and recently he introduced me to his biological mother and his father. And we celebrated him graduating and him turning 23 and him graduating from Fordham College. And yeah, we talk on the phone. We talk on the phone all the time. He come over here to check on me. Like we have a really really good relationship, and he sees my potential. Like he wants to help elevate the platform. He wants to help elevate the storytelling. And even though he identifies as Catholic, he will say mother father. He will say thank you God goddess. He will say grand rising. Like he's not so boxed in his mind that he can't meet me. Like he that he can't meet me. And like he knows about the Purple Hearts. Like he knows about all of that. So I respect how he was brought up and how he was raised. And he also respects my spirituality, and he helps to document it. He helps to uplift the platform. He helps me to share those things. And like we just have a good bond. But we met last year because he was doing a project with Empathy, and they were filming. So he came to the congregation of fast, and that's how our relationship originated. And he ended up using me as a subject for his for one of his graduation pieces. Like he was trying to get a grade for something, and we edited it together. Like he brought me to his college. Me, him, and Empathy, we went to his college together. He brought us in, got us some passes. We ate. The food was good at their school, honey. Fordham, shout out to Fordham University. They got some good eats over there. We ate, we edited the footage, and we just been rocking ever since. Like, we just been like we spent a lot of time together. So when I call him my son, it's not willy-nilly, because we literally like spent a lot of time together. Like we do a lot of stuff together. So like, yeah, we have a lot of gatherings, a lot of events. So yeah, it's prophetic because, like I was telling Purple Prodigy Anandia, I had just did a painting talking about the return of the prodigal son, and like healing in the body, like healing, like collectively healing, like we have to heal as a melanated people, so that we can receive the less melanated beings who are trying to make amends, who are trying to and some consider it repent, like who are trying to um come back home, like because deep melanation is home. The deep is home. That's source. And as we collectively heal, we can begin to see the face of the divine. We could begin to see the divine body. And when we think about the story of the ancient story of Lucifer, who was a child of the morning, who was a child of light, who was the morning star, who was, for all intents and purposes, that could be viewed as the first star to shine, the first light to shine in the darkness, the first light to shine in the deep, to shine in the dark. And that light was cast out, and that light created a reality, and had dominion on this plane. And the only way we're going to heal is when we can embrace that light, like when we could accept that light back into the collective, back into the deep. And so this is, for me, this is so representative of healing, that which was fractured anciently, like the deep collectively healing, melanin collectively healing, us collectively healing, so we could be in a space to receive, those beings, those beings who are ready to come back into that space. And it takes me back to the story that I was telling about Peaches. When that stuff happened with me and T.S. Madison, I told a story about a white trans girl who really really like um was everything was black but her skin. You know what I'm saying? Everything was black but her skin. And oddly enough, she was a redheader. They saying gingers is black now. But everything was black but her skin. And she, like her spirit, like her energy, how she moved, how she walked, how she talked, That's just who she was, and she wasn't accepted by black people until they wanted to use her, and she wasn't accepted by white people because of how she showed up authentically, and because the black people had not collectively healed, they further harmed her, and she ended up ODing, and that happened with another Caucasian person I know who was like Latino, and incidentally, they were a redhead too, like a strawberry blonde, and they ended up ODing. And it's like, because we have not collectively healed, we cannot create safe spaces for our less melanated siblings. Like if we haven't collectively healed, then we create then what we are cultivating is a toxic space. And the only reason why so many of us can survive it is because we still have community. Like we've learned to navigate this trauma bond. We've learned to navigate it. And so we barely have capacity for each other. And so when an outsider comes in, or what we perceive to be an outsider, we really ain't got nothing for them. And so we really give them the hard knock life. And a lot of them don't be built for it because they don't see the support. So like we really can create we create toxic spaces for each other. So you know how we giving it up to people that we feel like are outsiders. And so I feel like as melanated people, as deeply melanated people, we need to heal collectively so that we can have enough confidence and enough security in ourselves to allow beings who we see really trying to expand, really trying to grow, really trying to evolve. Like we can have the patience to let them come into space, and every time we see them do something that's side eyeable, we not ready to throw them back out, or we not ready to mistreat them as a result. We can have grace and capacity because we ourselves are healed. But you can't create a healing space if you yourself have not healed. You can't create a safe space if you still in shambles. You can pretend, you can masquerade, you can perform it, but you cannot embody it. I've always been attracted to gingers. Heal from the root as the tree and the branches heal and grow. That baby was raised right. The painting was very symbolic. TS as above, so below. Genders represent a Alice like type apocalyptic figure in the punctation. Mm. So, child, let me get ready to get off this live because I'm at 16%. I definitely need to let the phone charge. Oh, and I have to be transparent, y'all. So, you know, the one who I had gave some nookie to, they messaged me the day I had the surgery. And I told them that I had the surgery. And chill, they was like, when I'm gonna get some again? And they was like, and I was like, well, you know, I'm healing, and you know. But girl, I noticed that since I've been on a live, girl, I've gotten another message. Child, I found out it was a cancer, girl. And look, I don't know, cause I was like, if it was a Sagittarius, or if it was a Leo, or if it was a Capricorn, or if it was a Gemini, then I'd be like, okay, maybe this could actually be something. Even if it was a Virgo, like I would have tried it with a Virgo. Even though me and Virgos love arguing, but Virgos is kind of loyal. So I was like, there's certain signs that I'm willing to give it a go with. Cancer, I have cancers in my life who I love. But cancers always be attached to other shit. And that's the thing with cancers, like commitment, like, cause cancers always be the invested they shit somewhere else. Like motherfucking cancers. That's the thing with cancers. Ugh. When you find one that's not a liar and be honest with you and tell you the truth, that's a blessing. But a lot of cancers, you're not finna be super emotional with me, and bitch, I'm not even a priority. Like, bitch, you're not finna give me all these emotions, and then, bitch, the bulk of your love and your resources and your support is going somewhere else. Bitch, you're not finna come use me for a motherfucking therapist, bitch. Use me for counseling and use me for healing, bitch. And then, bitch, when you feel better, go back over there to your real girlfriend. Go back over there to your baby mama, who you was trying to work it out with and get back together with, bitch. You're not about to use me like that. And cancers always have a baby mama stashed somewhere. They always have a ex-wife stashed somewhere. They always got a child they gotta raise stashed somewhere. Always something that come before you stashed somewhere with a cancer. And then they ain't gonna never present everything to you. They always gonna try to present it to you like everything Gucci. And then once you get close enough to them, that's when you see, oh damn, shit ain't sweet, huh? You was going through all that, and now this how I found out. But you couldn't just tell me. See, I have a Cancer rising. My moon is in Cancer. So you can't tell me about a Cancer. That's why I do shadow work. So I don't become that. Now the thing that you will get from me because of my Cancer moon is, bitch, I can't be emotional. I can be clingy in relationships and I could be emotional. I could give TS clingy and I could give TS emotional. But when that Gemini kick in, TS clingy who? TS emotional what? That Gemini pulled me right up out of that. But I have Cancer traits. So I can be known for putting on a performance and making things look like it's perfect. Making things look like, and that Gemini pulls me out of that too. Gemini is my balancer. Yeah, yeah. Cancer niggas are cool, dick good, very emotional. Dick do be good. The cosmic nigga need to wait. This live was tea. I want free, non-paid therapy services to help figure out they act and performance so that they can lie better. Hey Leo rising Libra moon. The Gemini snatched me out of that Leo pride and performance. Come on now. But child, the candle is already lit. So we gonna wrap this live up. Child, I had no idea that I was gonna be on this live almost 3 hours. I just knew. And the ancestors was good, honey, because my stomach had been bothering me. Child, we got into it today. We got into it today, did we? As John said, they all lie. They be lying, purple goddess. So the candle is lit. I lit it at the beginning of the video. You can see the flame. It is the candle of creativity. It represents the past, the present, and the future, the ancestors who have come, the ancestors who are here, and the ancestors who will come. As I blow out this candle on the physical plane, it grows with purpose and intensity on the spiritual plane, preparing us for times that are now. As above, so below, as within, so without, as above, so below, as within, so without, as above, so below, as within, so without. Thank you, God Goddess. Thank you, God Goddess. Thank you, God Goddess. Amen. A woman, Laylim, Laylor. Girl, not the Spanish music. They jamming outside, huh? Expeditiously, strategically, and creatively. They put effort into the lives, huh? So I gotta give a shout out to Sophie for tuning in all the way from New Zealand. I gotta give a shout out to Maya Davenport for chiming into the conversation. I think early in the conversation, we had someone come in, Joshua, and Joshua had hit it. Joshua Howard had hit it, but Joshua Howard had chimed in for a second before he had, to get some prompts, some social prompts from our prodigy, from our purple prodigy. Um and I want to give a special shout out to S Child, a number five. Come on, number five for the five hearts. The purple goddess, the reigning purple goddess of the purple nation, and also the purple prodigy, honey, who is carrying the future gems of the nation. Amen. A woman. The warrior queen, 100% pure love, was absent today. The high priest. We had myself, the oracle, the all-seeing, the all-seeing oracle, the purple oracle. We had the prodigy, the one who carries the future gems, and we have the goddess, the one who is looking down but also walking amongst them. Amen, a woman, sitting high and maneuvering down in the valley with the children. Amen, a woman. So we had quorum today. We were missing two parts, but we had quorum. We had the Trinity. And with that said, down with the now the Raseku, it keeps spinning and turning in Gani Iyanko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are bound and round, both circle and square. We too speak life, so operations beware. Sending healing to those in despair. Obabosawa, which means we come in peace, no harm to any lay lim lay lur. Remember, you don't have to be filthy rich to stand on business. I love y'all. I enjoyed this live. It was beautiful. I am gonna definitely do a replay later on tonight. Until next time we check in, y'all be well, take care, and let's continue to do what we need to do to water the nation, to foster the nation, and just doing this work. And again, thank you to the new subscribers who have been checking in and making notes in the comment section and just letting me know how much you appreciate the content. That means so much to us here. Love y'all. Take care. Be well. Later.